Welcome everybody for day 2 of the Heal Your Chakras 5 days intensive, and I'm really excited to be bringing you today. We have a lot to learn and a lot to cover. So tonight we're going to be talking about, we're going to dive into the chakras tonight, and we're also going to get some new information that really coincides with the chakras and also coincides with what is happening in the world today. So this is really exciting, putting in the new information that is happening and things that can help you right now to put into your life to make those changes that you need. And the chakra system is changing a bit. We're also going to dive into a feeling, and it's not necessarily part of on your worksheet, but I have a feeling we're going to dive into the earth chakra, or the earth star is what I have been guided to call it. So I'm really excited about tonight. Hi Diane, hi Jana, thank you both for coming. Thank you all for jumping in. Whoever is jumping on right now, comment below if you haven't already. I love to see who's joining, and I love for it to be as interactive as possible. That way, it could be a lot of fun for a lot of us, right? So for all of the new members, my name is Lauren Egle. I'm a 4th level master Peruvian shaman, registered nurse, 200-hour yoga instructor, master herbalist, naturopath, and certified natural health professional, something like that. I am stating those titles, but one thing that I really want to jump into right now is about titles. This really came up as I was writing down, what I was going to be saying in the beginning. So titles have a lot to do, it has this undertone connotation for many people with having a hierarchy. So for example, if you're a doctor, if you're a lawyer, if you have some type of title that has a higher hierarchy, many people cling on to their title that they have and use it because they feel like they need approval. And the reason why I'm bringing this up right now is because this is one of the smaller themes coming up in the collective consciousness. And that going into 5D is letting go of that hierarchy of the titles, right? And going into the 5D perception, we're really going to start looking at titles as something that tells us what that person can be offering to us, but letting go of the hierarchy and the undertone of having certain titles and holding on to those titles, looking for approval. And the smaller theme here is about needing approval, which I'm actually going to go into a little bit deeper whenever we start going down the list and really diving into the chakras today. So hey everybody again. Hey Melissa. Hey Kim. Thank you everybody for joining on day 2. Again, we have so much exciting information to come. We also have some surprises as we go through all of this information. Again, if you have not gotten the workbook, you can comment down below and James will connect with you to send you the workbook for any newcomers that haven't gotten it yet. Hi Brad, how are you doing? Thank you for coming. Now, another thing about me, so I told you all my background. Also, I am owner of Earth and Balance. So Earth and Balance creates that pivotal shift, and this really helps you step into your power. This is what Earth and Balance is about, creating that pivotal shift to really help you step into your power. Why? Because it's time to wake up, and I talked to you about this yesterday, and I've been preaching about this the whole time because it's such an exciting time. And it's time to really skyrocket, guys. This is the time. I would say, actually, I'm getting a half of you on here right now. Some of you are going to take your time a little bit. Many of you are going to jump highly, but really half of you are going to skyrocket is what I'm feeling based on the possible future realities, right? And that was a message that I just got. So one thing that I've realized, if I start talking to you, I am here, and this is really opening up for me, to really shake you, to really put you on your path. So whenever you're slowing down because you may be hesitant of something, you may not know what is the right direction, I am here to shake you and say, hey, we gotta move. Gotta move. Why? Because there's 7 billion plus people in this world right now. 7 billion plus people in this world. And many of us in this group are here to serve other people. So if you've come across, and I've already done this for quite a few people, I would get a message directly for them like, hey, you're going to skyrocket, or hey, whatever it is. Before, I would hold back because they didn't ask me, what I was getting. They didn't ask me for that information. But now I'm getting, nope, let them know, push them. I'm here to push you. I'm here to shake you and say, hey, let's go. Are you pivoting? Are you moving? So if I do, come off and say something like, all right, time to go, time to move. This is why I'm here to shake you, which is a good thing, guys. It's a good thing to be shooken, right? And that's what the whole economy is doing to us. It's shaking us. It's waking us up. It's getting us to realize, oh, we cannot be content in the way that we were when we're not changing, when we're not growing. So this shaking is a really good thing. And hello, Hazel, thank you for coming. Hello, Megan, thank you for coming. Thank you, everybody, for joining. Now, one thing is that your gifts are unique, okay? Your gifts are unique. You're here in this group to activate those gifts. You're here in this group to help you step forward. And I am here to help you activate those gifts and to help you discover your purpose, okay? Now, let's think about 3 years ago. Let's think about our progression to how we are, where we are in this moment. So let's think about 3 years ago. If this pandemic would have occurred 3 years ago, would you be ready? If this shift that has occurred on the energetic level of us really opening up, having the potential to reach our potential, would you have been ready 3 years ago? What about 2 years ago? Would you have been ready? Think about the progression that you have taken to get where you're at. Think about how much you've grown to be where you are at right now. Think about how amazing you are, because you are where you are right now, and you've really, whether you feel like you're just beginning in your journey, or you feel like you're skyrocketing at this moment, wherever you are, just think about how much you've grown. And I am super, super proud of each and every one of you, because I don't have to talk to you to get a sense of where the mass majority is in this group. The energy shows it. So I am delighted and grateful to be working with you in this Heal Your Chakra intensive. So I just wanted to say thank you for that. Okay, thank you everybody for joining. Now, a few little things before we get started. Number one, again, if you haven't gotten your workbook, comment down below. Let James know. He will get you your workbook, and he is here to be your concierge. So if he can answer any questions, awesome. I'm going to try to get to some questions, and if not, we'll definitely get to the questions at the end. Kyla's definitely different. Like night and day compared to then. Yes, guys, we've shifted and changed so much, and that is why we are where we are today. I love it. Now, a couple of things is tomorrow is the effects of the chakras healing with a spin on what is occurring in today's world, what is relevant energetically. So 7 p.m. Mountain Standard Time tomorrow. So Monday through Thursday is at 7 p.m. every night. Friday is at 5 p.m. I just wanted to give you a heads up. Remember the banner on top. That's going to be your go-to if you forget any of the times, okay? This is exciting. So each of the 5 days, we're going to have winners. If you come live, if you participate, if you do the homework. So really excited. The winner for the $20 Amazon gift card, if you're on right now, is Belinda Dickey. So congratulations and woo for the $20 Amazon gift card. This could give you, books to read while you're quarantined. This could give you oracle decks, tarot decks, whatever you feel. Yeah, whatever you feel. So congratulations for showing up, for participating, and for doing the homework. You are the winner for yesterday's live. And today the live will be, again, another $20 Amazon gift card, which is great. Something to do, something to give us for this quarantine, right? So, woo, okay. That's a few little things. Don't forget that the recordings are up in the group. So if you missed yesterday's, it's really important to go back to yesterday's, check it out. Everything is going to be in the units tab, whether it's on the top of the page of the Lightworkers and Healers page or on the left. On the left side of the page. And the videos will come down on March 31st. Okay, guys, March 31st. All the recordings will be coming down. It's at midnight Mountain Standard Time. So, is everybody ready? We can get out our handy dandy packets. Yay! Yay, yay. Megan says, I have to check if I got a workbook yet or not. James, if you just send Megan a workbook just in case. And let's see, Mark says, hopefully the scientists will have a vaccine soon. Make masks if you can. Yeah. Okay. So now we begin. So today we're going to dive into the chakras. But many of us, I would say a majority of us, even a little bit less than that, are familiar with the chakras and kind of know the chakra system. The cool thing is not only are we going to go through the normal chakras today, I have gifts and surprises for you to go through. And the reason why we're even looking at the chakras, we'll go through that. Of course, this is the Heal Your Chakras Intensive, right? You want to know what you're doing. But the chakra system is healing, changing. It is healing too. It is totally healing too, but it is changing. So we'll see what comes up for tonight. So the first thing that we're going to go, if you look at your packet, your workbook, what are chakras? So it's the Sanskrit term meaning wheel or disc. It's like the vortex of energy. It's basically swirling energy. Now, for people who are visual, you can see them along your body for people who have the sight of vision, and we'll go through that too. So they're the vortex of energy throughout your body. You have a little person that kind of gives you where the chakras are in your workbook that also gives you the colors in case you're newer to chakras. Now, we're going to start with the root chakra, okay? So I'll go through them pretty quickly. This is something that you can definitely look online for more information. This does give you quite a bit of information for each one, but it's important to know the chakras if you're going to be working on the chakra system, because whenever you're working on one of the chakras, you can go back to see with what it relates to. If you feel any blockages, if you feel like something's off with it, you can go to see what that chakra is about and have an idea and get more information about what it is of your highest benefit to learn about, or that resonates with what you're going through, okay? So number one, we're going to go through the root chakra. So the root chakra is basically at the base of the spine around your tailbone, okay? Now there's two things that I put on your workbook. Number one is going to be the location. Number two is emotional issues. So these are things that if we're having certain emotional issues, then we can go to see what chakra it resonates with, it aligns with, and then go work on that chakra to help you heal that area in your body, okay? So we're learning in the technique, we're going to be learning how to actually heal the chakras, right? So let's look at the root chakra. Let's look at emotional issues. So this is such an awesome one to look at. So emotional issues is the fear of lack, finances, right? Financial. So let's think about what's going on with the world right now. we're in that panic. We're in that fear of, I don't know what's going to happen, right? That fear of lack, that fear that things are being taken away from us. Yet, in truth, oh, we're going to talk about abundance too. Awesome. Okay, I just got that message. In truth, we have abundance. Okay, we are abundant. There's some blocks that we need to work on and to really come into that 5D understanding, but we are abundant with everything that we need, right? And to really gain that abundance, to let go of those blocks, to stop ourselves from blocking ourselves from abundance, right? So the fear of lack and the finances. So this is about the root chakra. What is the root chakra? It's connected to the earth. It's the physical. I talked about yesterday how the root chakra is what's connected to the physical, and we need the root chakra and we need the physical to really connect to the earth, to really manifest what it is that we truly desire. And this is what's coming in the 5D, and I talked about this yesterday, is the manifestation. So with this being said, last time I went through all of the chakras and giving like a tidbit on all of it, I'm feeling to go into other stuff, guys. So I'm just gonna kind of flow with it, okay? So a couple things I do want to talk about though is whenever we're talking about the root chakra, we're talking about the things that are happening on earth right now. We're going into what's like an economic downturn, right? We're going into the fear of lack of control. I've talked to you about this. What happens whenever we go into panic? We go into the lack of control. We want to try to save everything. It's down to a survival space. So many people are in that fear, panic, lack of control, survival space. So what do we do whenever we learn how to heal our chakras? And Thursday's thing is go straight to the root chakra, okay? Go straight to the root chakra, do some work on that if you're definitely feeling that panic, if you're feeling that lack, right? And this is really good with abundance, okay? So I am actually going to jump into the earth chakra. So this is not on your sheet. And I'm really getting to jump into this, and it's something I wasn't fully connected with, but I really got guidance from ancestors. They were like, "Oh, good. Okay, here's some information, you know this. Okay, go teach it." Anyways, with the ancestors, whether they were shamans, whether they were brujas, for instance, whether they were some type of group or community that worked with the world, worked with the earth, they are very connected to the earth star. The wording that I got for the earth chakra is the earth star, which is amazing. This earth star is really connected to the manifestation. So the reason why I'm bringing this up, it's because many of you need to know this. Maybe not right now, maybe it's for later, but it's getting an idea, okay? What they taught me, what the ancestors taught me, is that the earth star, that connection to it, is what creates and manifests, okay? So I've always said manifestation, we want to ground it. We want to go, first of all, be fully in our bodies, then be really connected to the earth, grounded to the earth. We want to bring that energy, whatever we're creating inside of us, whatever gifts that we're trying to bring out into this world to manifest whatever we want, whatever we desire from our heart, to really take effect of the world, like on the world, to really help earth healing the earth star. And again, this is for people who are ready for it. I'm just giving it out for right now. Those of you who are ready for it will connect in due time. So it's really interesting. So what I see and the guidance from these ancestors is, I see the earth star. I see, say, me or whomever, that person, taking that energy from within, from the universe, however you see it, and then bringing that energy, grounding it, going and connecting with that earth star, and really connecting with the earth in that manner, and then that earth star projecting it out and really doing an earth energetic healing with this. And that's actually really cool because like I just got some of this information as I was talking, so that's really cool. So connecting with the earth star whenever doing guided meditations on a global level, huge, guys, huge. It can really make a difference. Okay, so that was a little bit with the earth star, which is the earth chakra, and there's multiple chakras in the earth, but the one that I'm getting is the earth star. All right, so then we talked about anxiety, which is of course the future, whenever it comes to the fear. So we're still in the root. The anxiety is the future. Okay, so that's why we want to come in the here and now, be present to get out of the anxiety. Depression, if we go into depression, depression is about the past. So we still want to heal ourselves, really work on ourselves, let go of the past, which is what we're working to do. So the 5D energy, the 5D perception is being in the here and the now. It's not about the future. It's not about the present. It's completely, don't say huge. Thanks, Mark. So it's completely about letting go of the past. So whether it's, oh, this one came up too, which is coming up for a lot of people, which is why I'm bringing it up right now. Ancestral patterns, things that have been passed down from generation to generation. Really connecting with your ancestors right now is a big thing. I can't say huge. So is a big thing because we're letting go of the past. We're breaking those familial patterns, familial karma, okay? And that really helps us to be in the here and the now so that we know what happened in the past. We have the knowledge of it, but it doesn't affect us. That's where we're trying to get. That is going into the 5D and really letting go of the past. So that's a little bit about the past and depression. So depression has a lot to do with the past. So if you are depressed, you really want to go into your emotions and into things that have happened in the past and start working in that area. If you're unsure how to do that, first you can start off with the healing your chakras, which you will get the technique for on Thursday. So Jana says, that's crazy that they've been led to give energy when receiving energy when I'm grounding. Now it makes sense. Yep. Thank you for that, Jana. So then we're going to go into the sacral chakra. So it is lower abdomen, about 2 inches below the navel, okay? The sacral chakra is the sexual energy and also that creative energy, okay? So with this, the only things I really want to touch on with this one is, if you see under emotional issues, is patterns or imprints passed down from parents. Patterns or imprints passed down from parents. So if you are, for instance, I do womb work with people, with clients, and I also teach this. That womb work is working on the womb area for females. That's where we hold a lot of the imprints from the masculine, feminine, so from your parents, basically. For males, it's kind of more in the DNA. There's less of a certain place. But this is also where the creative energy is, guys, where we create. So, for example, females create humans in their uterus, correct? Males, like I said, it's more in their DNA, so it's more spread about in their body. And it depends on the male, but it's more in this area, but kind of spread out. So that's a little bit about sacral chakra, okay? So if you're working with your creative energy, if you're working with any sexual ties from your past, you can look into your sacral chakra. It's orange. The color is orange. That's another thing, guys, and I'm going to talk to you about this a bit later, but working with colors is great. Working with colors is great with working with your chakras, and I'll get into that in another video. Now, we're going to go into solar plexus. Okay, so solar plexus I am going to dive deeper into because this is one of the themes that is going on in the collective consciousness right now. And I kind of said it in the beginning, if you were if you jumped on in the beginning about needing approval. I was talking about titles, okay? So titles has this, for many people, has this hierarchy of you know, if you're a doctor, if you're a lawyer, if you're a nurse, get that hierarchy of, I am, for example, me, I am a registered nurse. That is, in my mind, I needed that, or in my heart, not heart, in my wounds, I needed that title to prove myself. I needed that title because there was lack in my self power. There was that unworthiness there. So I talked about having titles. So we're getting away from that hierarchy of titles and going into more of titles can just say what people do, not the hierarchy of someone's better if they have a certain title versus someone who didn't even go to college. 5D is getting out of that. 5D is completely getting out of that mindset because we each have our unique abilities. Okay? So what your unique abilities are doesn't matter in the 5D as we're continuing to shift in that direction. I know this stuff still takes hold in this earth right now, but this is what we're shifting into, okay? So if you say you didn't even go to college, you don't have any titles behind your name, you're just as important as someone who went to college, I don't know, for 18 years. Maybe they have a master's or PhD in like every subject. You're just as important. You have just the same importance of being on this earth because you have something unique to give to those around you. Okay? So titles are just here. What we're getting into, titles are just here to help describe what we can help do for other people. So the long list that I just gave behind my name doesn't mean anything except for the fact of this is what I can help you with. This is my knowledge base. This is my experience. This is what I can help you with. There is no more hierarchy. This again goes into the third, your solar plexus, okay? Solar plexus is about right here. It's yellow. It's your self power or your willpower. So again, if you look under emotional issues, it has about unworthiness. And that's what I was talking about for needing approval. So one of the themes that's really going on right now in the collective consciousness is the archetype of the savior, okay? The archetype of the savior. It is the person who self-sacrifices. It is the person who puts everybody else first because they have to save the world. Because in their feeling, like in their wounds, they have to save the world. This has a lot to do with approval. When we feel like we have to save the world, and it's not coming from our heart, guys, I'm saying when it's coming from our wounds, not from our hearts. If we feel like we have to save the actual world, do you know how heavy that is? Do you know how much weight that is on our shoulders? That's not what we're here to do. We're here to help the people around us in any way that we can that feels good with our hearts. We are here to help as many people as is right for our journey. So it's not the world. We're not supposed to hit every 7 billion people. So this is awesome to let go of the having to be a savior. We're not here for that. That is actually the wounding coming up for needing to prove yourself. This has a lot to do with many, many light workers, many, many healers, because of many concurrent lives, let's just say. If you believe in that, again, go with what feels right for you. If you believe in concurrent lives, I don't even say past lives anymore. Past lives is not correct. And again, take what resonates with you, leave the rest, guys. Past lives is not correct because technically time is irrelevant. Time does not exist outside of this 3D universe, right? 3D world, I should say. So I don't even say past lives anymore. I say concurrent lives. With that being said, if you do, again, take what resonates with you, leave the rest. That's what matters. With that being said, it is, the archetype is that savior archetype. Like we feel like we have to save the world. We have to go and push and put everything we have into this right now. And people are going into this huge because they want to help so many people, because there's so much hurt out there that we feel like we're the only ones that can do this. Then we try to, again, save the world. We self-sacrifice. So what does this do? Number one, when we're sacrificing ourselves, as in we're not giving to ourselves because we have to give to ourselves in order to give more for other people, we're actually not serving. Number one, we're lowering our vibration whenever we get piled on and we don't take care of ourselves. Number two, when we have that lower vibration, we're not able to serve in the best of our ability, because being in our best vibration that we can be in, our highest vibration that we can be in, we can serve people even more. Okay? You don't even have to do anything for somebody. The more you work on yourself, the more you raise your vibration, the more you help other people just by being around them is actually helping raise their vibration too. And that person, if they continue to work on themselves, they can help another person. It is a ripple effect. Okay, so that is the savior archetype that's going on in the world. So the biggest thing, and the reason why I'm bringing this up, is because we need time to work on ourselves to integrate these energies that are coming in, to integrate what we are receiving right now. If we don't meditate, if we don't do a work on ourselves, if we don't face our fears, if we don't do what we need to and take time for ourselves and care for ourselves and do the chakra healing, for example, whenever you learn it, if you haven't learned it yet, then we're not serving anybody because we're not reaching our full potential. So whenever we do give ourselves time, whenever we do jump into integrating, working on ourselves, integrating what we can, we're going to raise in vibration. We're going to reach or go further towards our full potential and be able to help people more. So this was a huge reminder. Take the time to integrate. It's chaotic. Maybe you have kids at home. Maybe you are helping out a community and it's go, go, go. But you need to step back and give yourself that time too. And I'm also telling this to myself also. Okay, so we're going to move forward. Let's see. Into the heart chakra. So the heart chakra, of course, right here. This is where I try to get people to go, the heart, or heart center, heart chakra, whenever we are surrendering, whenever we're trying to go into our hearts. Now, this is that neutral space, is our soul's truth. In our heart is our soul's truth, right? It's in the chest. So emotional issues is anything with love, anything with relationships, like the love that you have with other people. So I'm actually getting to go into that a little bit deeper with relationships. The people in your life right now, if you don't always have to get rid of somebody, I feel to say this, I don't know if somebody needs this. You don't always have to get rid of somebody in your life. Sometimes it's just the relationship, the way that the relationship is, that needs to die. And Kim Giat, who is also a registered nurse and has Karma Holistics, I believe she's on right now, she and I had a discussion about this, and it's a death of a relationship, a death of something that is no longer serving us, so that that relationship can become anew. And by the way, if anybody is looking for doing one-on-one sessions, Kim is amazing, and she uses amazing things, and she now has it on Zoom, so I had to say that. Okay. And she really is awesome. I recommend her a lot to people. Okay, so that's the heart chakra. We're going into throat chakra right here. So our ability to communicate, to express our true selves, our true being. There's nothing that I'm really getting. It's kind of self-explanatory with that one. It's blue. A lot of 2019 was really learning how to express ourselves. A lot of people have really come forward with that. There's some people that are still being held back with that, especially with family members. I'm feeling in this group, so this is why I'm even bringing it up at this moment. I feel some people are still kind of not fully themselves with family members. But whenever we step into our true selves, our true expression, it means stepping in to our true selves, true expression, even in front of our family members. And this is where things will come up within you, and that's a good thing, because that way you can work on it, heal it in that area. And you're welcome, Kim. Okay, so that's throat. The third eye chakra, that's between the eyes. This one also has the mental issues if you look down on the sheet. So the mental issues is because the third eye is a lot of times, or is associated with the mind, with the ego. Okay, so what we're learning in the 5D is the heart, and this is where we're going to, for those of you who are not there just yet or haven't fully integrated it just yet, is that we're again connecting the heart and the mind. So especially people who are very visual and can see, that is something that having that connection is really, really good for. I don't feel like there's anything else with that. Oh, another thing about the third eye is the fear of the unknown. The fear of the unknown. Oh, okay, something is coming up. So for people who are awakening in their abilities with seeing things, many concurrent lifetimes or in their past as children, when we tend to block things out, if say our parents don't really understand what we're saying, and like say if they see things as children, like some children, for example, my niece is hearing beings. She doesn't see them, but she's hearing them. But say for people who are seeing different beings, and maybe it's in childhood, our parents, for example, or people around us didn't know what it was, didn't accept it, or they were scared of it, you learn to block it out. Which means because you're awakening, then your gifts are awakening, and because you're coming out of your shell, you're coming out to work, really go forward with your gifts. What does that mean? There's things that you may start seeing. It's not necessarily to fear it, but know that it's a gift. I'm saying that for one person in this group right now. Let's see. Oh, and for people who have the like Christianity, Christian based, Catholic based, the demons or beings, basically the lower vibrational beings. I talked about that in the last Tuesday live training about beings. So if you haven't seen the last Tuesday live training, go check it out. It's under the units tab, and that gives you more of an explanation with beings, and it's not something to fear with that. So anybody who is unlocking their third eye and they can see beings or anything like that, know that there's always a soul growth opportunity with that. So not to fear it, and that it's a gift, and that there's lessons as in soul growth opportunities. It is actually really amazing. So go check that video out if you haven't seen it yet, and if that's something you're curious about. Now, the crown chakra. Ooh, okay, I'm getting to go deeper in this one, and then I'm going to give you something else after it. Now, the crown chakra is our connection to our higher self. Wow, I just blew through that, but I do have a lot more to tell you. The crown chakra is our connection to our higher selves. It's our connection to our angels, guides, helpers, all of that. So, of course, the crown chakra is right here. It's mostly considered white or violet, okay, depending on what chakras, what you're learning from, what source you're learning from. And again, all this information with the colors and all of that, or actually the colors are in the pictures, but a lot of the information is on your sheet, okay? So the crown chakra, let's see what I'm getting to tell you about this, is really, really opening up in this time. It has expanded further than it's expanded before, because of the shifts that have just occurred, and because we're going into that 5D perception, and many people, because we're not blocking out because many of us are actually stepping into our purpose or into what we believe, the direction that we feel to go, that we're not blocking out, and we're not blocking out this stuff that's coming up as much. Our connection has increased. Okay, good. Whew, I thought I lost y'all again. Some of us, though, with this connection, we're still holding it there. So some of us, and I'm getting to say this because some people in this group are going through this, more than a handful, more than 10 actually, say if their chakra is open. Imagine light coming from the head. I don't know. I'm trying to give it a way to explain it. And you have light coming from your head, and you're letting only this much out. But because of the times, we're able to let this much out and expand this much. But because we're so used to being like this, that we're not allowing ourselves to expand. And I'm actually saying that to myself right now. In some instances, in many instances, whenever I'm not meditating, I tend to go back like this because that's what I'm used to. So what we're doing is we're learning, okay? And it's going to take time and practice, not that much time, but it's going to take time and practice, is to realize, oh wait, we are here now. Now we can function in that. Now we can stay in that 24/7 instead of going back to here just because we're so used to being in this area, right? It's like this conditioning that we had to be here, but now we're going to condition ourselves to open up our crown chakra even more, and stay in that. Because the more we learn to stay in that higher vibration with our crown chakras more open, with a stronger connection, then we can help other people do the same. We can help other people do the same. And this is where we're going with this, guys. This is part of helping other people. And number one, helping yourself, right? Okay, so we talked about crown chakras. Tanya says, hidden frequency UFOs are revealed to me if my third eye allows it. But that's not for now. Awesome, Tanya. Yes, so with the third eye, there's different frequencies that we may get glimpses of. For example, seeing, you know, things that aren't necessarily here in the world. But we may be so used to closing that up that we're learning also how to open up the third eye to see more and to keep it open. Unless you feel unsafe, guys. If you feel unsafe, close it up. Let your body do what it needs to do with that. Okay. So Brittany says, I see entities as static and sparks of light. Awesome. Yes. So each person, if you do have that gift of vision, then we see things differently, okay? So for example, some people see color, and even if you had two people seeing color, one's going to see color and understand color completely different than the other person sees color and understands colors. Megan, what do you mean, does this go for dreams? As far as what? Let me know what you mean by that. Okay, so with that being said, okay, where was I? Yeah, so we have two people who see color. They're going to see color, and they may see color completely different and understand different colors in different ways. Brittany, I'm kind of feeling a yes for that. So with that being said, just like the client I have in the Lightworkers path and a friend of mine, they both hear sounds, but they hear sounds differently. They understand the frequency differently, okay? So it's really interesting working with different people because each of you has different abilities. Just because one person does something or sees something in a certain way and you have something similar, you still work differently, and there's a reason. Because you're supposed to help other people, whichever way you're guided to, and those people are going to match with what you have. So don't try to be like someone else. Do not try to be like someone else. If someone else can, for instance, hear sounds, and you know how they hear sounds, if you feel guided to work, like ask them how they work and get an idea with that, awesome. But if you don't try to force yourself into a box, because the more you force yourself into a box, the less that you're going to be able to step into your shoes, step into your power to give exactly what you're here to give. And again, there's a lot of people that need to be woken up, a lot of people that needs assistance, especially in this time, and this is the time for you to step into your power. All right, so, okay. With that being said, we talked about the crown chakra. And there's the emotional issues with that. You can always check on that. there's a couple things, 7:44, okay. There's a couple things I know that Spirit wanted me to go into. Sorry guys, my nose is itching like crazy. There's, oh, okay. There's just certain things that Spirit wanted me to go to. Ancestors. Working with ancestors with your chakras. Okay, here we go. I know where I'm going. This is the extra stuff, guys. This isn't in your sheet. This wasn't even in last Heal Your Chakras Intensive. These are the messages that I'm getting to share with you, and I'm sorry if I keep itching my nose. So with the ancestors, okay, they're really here to help you, number one, understand how it was for them, that understanding in why they did what they did or why they worked a certain way. But they're also here to help you, like once you learn that, you can also learn how things are shifting. So they're here to help you see the old ways and to help you shift from those old ways. This is what they're telling me right now, which is interesting because I haven't worked with them in this way just yet. So with that being said, if you do have the capability of working with ancestors, they come up for you, learn what they have to say. They have the knowledge, they have the wisdom. Learn what they have to say. Learn what they're trying to tell you. Learn how they are trying to connect you. See and understand that they're trying to connect you to the earth, because they're going to give us the wisdom that we need to connect to this earth, especially many of you star beings who may not even fully understand the earth and how it works, because the earth works completely different if you've been somewhere else, right? If you're a star being. So the ancestors are here to connect us, to take that energy. Gosh, there's so many star beings in this group, guys. This makes me excited. And both, there's multiple people, basically light workers, in this group. Gretchen says, use the old ways in the new ways. Yes, yes, yes. So what's happening, thank you so much, Gretchen, for saying that, is that, say the star beings, say we're taking the energies coming from, I say it's like with, like it's outside of us, but technically it's all inside of us. And you'll learn that as the you'll see the chakras changing. But imagine outside of this universe, okay? And we're taking energies, we're taking higher vibrational information, and we're learning how to use it. So then we're learning how to connect with the earth. So what we're doing is we're taking that higher vibrational energy, the gifts that we're trying to give to the world, the purpose that we're trying to bring out into this world, and then connect it with the earth. So we actually need the ancestors, since I'm talking about ancestors, we actually need the ancestors to show us how to work with the earth. And that's where the connection is going to be. That's where we can really connect to what I mentioned, the star chakra. But they're going to give us what we need to take that energy, connect it with the earth, ground what we need in order to create the life we want, okay? In order to really manifest the energies that are within us, that we're holding within us, that we're trying to bring into this earth for change, for this 5D perception. 5D, but right now 5D perception. And I've talked to you about that before. Does anybody have any questions with what I just stated? That was a little bit extra that they wanted me to add in there. And that's connecting with the ancestors. And I see like a team of them. Now I'm seeing hundreds of them ready to go. Like, okay, we're ready to connect. We're ready to help you and assist you in bringing what it is that you're here to manifest, as we continue to grow and shift and change in this time that we're in, with the shifts that just occurred that I've talked to you about. So they're like, I'm ready to show you how to integrate that, how to hold that energy inside of this physical body, and how to help it into the earth. And that can help on the collective consciousness level, okay? So type in anything in the comments if you have any questions. Now, I do feel like there's a couple of things that I do want to say before we jump off, because I am feeling that is, and again, sorry guys for my nose, that is mainly the points that I wanted to talk to you tonight. The reason why I'm not getting so deep into each and every chakra like I've done in the past is because it's not as relevant. What we're learning now with the chakras is, what we're learning right now with the chakras, especially the fact that they're shifting, right? But we need to get there first. We need to heal the parts of us to really shift and move forward into the 5D, what I was explaining with that. And to do so, that's why I'm giving you this Heal Your Chakra technique. And it's crazy for me to say that the chakra system is changing. Like, chakra system has been there for hundreds of years, right? So this is such an incredible time, because the chakra system of what we know and what we've learned and what has been so set in this earth is shifting to something new, and we are the ones on the brinks of that. Okay? So what do we have to do? We need to heal our own chakras so that we can shift into that new energy and shift into how the chakras are changing. And that can hold more energy in also the way we vibrate, the way our body itself holds these higher frequency energies, the ones that we're trying to help bring to this earth as being a channel and as bringing our gifts out into the world. Whew, I just went through a lot. So I believe, anything else? Another thing that I wanted to say is, don't forget the homework. So the homework, the post will be posted. It's set to post at 8 p.m. So if you want to qualify for the $20 Amazon gift card and also qualify for the Lightworkers Acceleration Program, which is more information is in the email that we sent to you with the workbooks. That gives you more information with that. But if you also want to qualify for that, then you do want to hit up the homework. And of course, it's a little bit different for people outside of the United States. All right. I believe this is everything. Okay, I got that. I'm good. And I will check over if y'all do post any questions. That way I can answer them after the fact. Everybody have an amazing night. I'm really thrilled to continue going further with this and to give you some information as we are changing, as we're going through this rough time, things that you can focus on if you want to move forward, okay? So everybody have an amazing night, and I will talk to you tomorrow, 7 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. And thank you, everybody.